Hello and welcome to the University of Lincoln's Live Lounge. We are extremely proud and very, very excited this afternoon to invite with us Wes Nelson, our very own superstar who has joined us a few times before. Wes has gone from literally an engineer to Love Island to Dancing on Ice and now to a top five now. We're talking top five. Huge following on TikTok and the very famous TikTok dance. But what we are going to talk to you today about for about 25 minutes, Wes, is about getting into the music industry and all of the challenges that is, along with some of our resident absolute experts. So we have with us today Dr. Rob Dean, who produced the University of Lincoln's very own music degree here and has a wealth of academic knowledge, and Craig Bratley. Hi, Craig.
Hi.
And Craig is a very much a renowned DJ and producer, but he's also on our sort of staff member here at Lincoln as well. So wealth of music knowledge. For those of you that have entered our competition, we are going to announce that at the very end. So hold on, and Wes will announce that in about 25 minutes. I'm going to leave you for now. Just good luck. But what I will ask is please, please, please ask Wes your questions. Ask us the questions and go for it. And I'm going to leave you now and say good luck, and I'll see you in about 20 minutes.
Thank you, Emma. Thanks very much. I think I'll throw a question out there to start with. I was looking at your Instagram posts, Wes, and there was one that you were talking about when you just signed your record deal, and there's some images of you signing the record deal, and you said, "Anyone who knows me, this is my biggest dream." I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about when that dream began.
So that began when I was literally, from as long as I can remember, since I was like 3 years old. There's a picture on my Instagram as well when I was 3, I think it was 3, and I asked for a karaoke. And then the year after, when I was 4, I asked for another karaoke. And when I was 5, I asked for another karaoke. 3 karaokes, and they just got better and better each year. And then I was getting guitars and drums and everything noisy that would just annoy my parents, basically. But I've always been musically inclined. I've always been like, you'll never see me without my earphones or Alexa playing, or it's always around me. And it's just really, for me, it's been the past 2 years, going from Love Island or being on camera all the time. That's what's given me the confidence to finally sort of commit to it and really pursue it and put my music out there. But it's always been brewing. I just never had the confidence really to do it, and then boom, got the confidence now, and it's out there.
And it was always about singing for you. And I did notice the red guitar that you'd been given that you were posing with. Did you concentrate on the guitar and drums, or was it karaoke? Maybe singing was the thing.
Singing is the main thing. Like, I have my keyboard now. I don't know if you can see it. I'm literally in my studio now. So I'm constantly, literally, I live in here, but singing's always been the main thing, I think. I've always been able to play keyboard and piano by ear. I've never really had any lessons or anything like that. I've just been able to just sort of play it. Like, if you give me a song, I'd figure it out and sort of play it that way. But singing for me is the main thing.
That's really good to have that ear for it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But you can do everything with a MIDI keyboard now. You don't have to necessarily play guitar. This is a MIDI. It has like 1,000,001 different instruments on there. Like all the guitar samples that I use, I'm pretty much punching in with the keyboard anyway.
Yeah, I've just actually got scaling. It's amazing for sort of orchestrating stuff. If you haven't got that, ability to play like piano, sometimes I'm searching for chords. You can put scaler in, and you can just pick stuff from there. It makes it a lot easier if you've not, say, got that knowledge. So was Love Island, was sort of the end goal of that, to jump you into music, or was it just something that sprang off then? Or
it was never the goal to because people have asked me this quite a bit, and they think that I've used Love Island as the sort of the platform to try and get my music out there. But it was never really the goal. That was just literally, I never even applied to go on Love Island. I was asked to go on there. So like that was never a part of the plan. It just happened, and then obviously, don't get me wrong, it's helped. But then at the same time, it's kind of been detrimental in a sense because there's that stigma surrounding with Love Island, and going from reality to music or any other industry is difficult because people will always see, well, hopefully not after rebranding, but it's difficult to shake that reality or television tag. So that's what we're doing now. I know it's not going to happen overnight. And with consistency in the right music and good music, then the opinions will follow. And it's what's happened so far. And I'm really happy about it and really happy with the response. But yeah, it wasn't really the goal. It's just part of the journey.
It's a double-edged sword, really, because in one way it helps you get that sort of profile, but like I said, then you're known for that. And
yeah.
People that may just associate with you with that rather than the music. So
exactly, that's where it becomes difficult. But it's about now rebranding, and I think people can't argue with good music. If they like the music, they like the song. It's like any business. If you can try and get the reviews and everything done right off the bat, that's not what you're looking for. You're not looking for the opinion straight away. If you get your product right and you get everything right, the opinions and everything will follow after. So I've just been focused on the music. People can't argue with that.
And I think as well, the way in which, it wasn't, you didn't release your single and it went in straight to #1. It's kind of been growing and going up charts. So people are responding to that maybe haven't kind of come across you through Love Island and buying the record because of that. Speaking about the single, See Nobody, currently it's made it into the top 5. So fingers crossed you hit that #1 spot. What a great thing! Can you tell us a little bit about how that song actually came into being? Have you kind of had it in your mind for a long time? Yeah, just the story of the song, really.
So See Nobody was one of the first, I think, the first proper one I recorded, I think. And I've done 40 now. So I've done a lot. I've got loads ready to go. But
That's
yeah,
ready.
Pretty much. Yeah. But I don't want to do an album just yet. But yeah, See Nobody was the first song that I did. And I just split with my ex at the time. So I'd moved out of the house that I'm in now and into Josh's house, Josh Denzel. One of my friends, and I was basically living in his spare bedroom for lockdown. We thought lockdown was going to be a week or two at that point. It's been almost a year. Yeah, so I lived there, and I just brought all my stuff, brought everything. I bought all this stuff that I got from, I went to Psalm Studios and then found everything, took pictures of everything, and then just bought it all and put it inside his spare bedroom.
He was thrilled. Yeah.
He's like, Wes, what the hell are all these deliveries? Like every single day there'd be massive boxes just walking up with mic stands, everything like this, just walking past. And yeah, that was the first song that I did. I literally just set up my studio in Josh's house. It's nothing professional, really. Like the equipment's good, but there was no acoustic treatment, nothing. And it happened with a producer called AO Beats. And we got a Zoom session, and he was in Oman, which is like in the Far East. Like he's miles away. And he sent me the beat pack over. I picked See Nobody, the beat. I liked it. And I just started working on it through Zoom with him. And we were on Zoom for about 14 hours straight. And from start to finish, we got it done within a day. And I wrote it. I just kept the way I write is I do the melodies first. So it's like da 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 da, and then I put "Where's it? Can't catch man, cutting to the ends like I'm Batman," and then I just do it that way, and it happened so quickly. And then we did a couple of songs literally the day after that. But yeah, that and the meaning of it was for me is foot down. I don't see nobody. That's sort of the metaphor for me jumping ship from TV and reality and really committing to music. And it's just that full steam ahead, foot down, let's go. I'm in my own lane.
I was going to say, how did you find lockdown for sort of creativity? Did you find you could get on with stuff, or? Yeah,
it was been one of the best blessings in disguise I could have ever asked for. It's taken every distraction away that I possibly had, and just allowed me to focus completely solely on music. So before lockdown, I completed on a lot of properties, so I had passive income just flooding in, and that way I could just focus on the music and not have to take any more jobs. So there was no stress in that sense. I was never having to look for work and this, that, and other, because I just had that passive income. But with music, I was spending 15 to 20 hours a day,
Right.
easily, every single day for 3 months. So I'd wake up, go downstairs, get some breakfast, piss Josh off probably, and then come back upstairs straight into the studio and just work all day, write, record anything I could. And it was just a super focused time for me.
I bet Josh invented some earplugs just so he could kind of keep himself safe.
It was, and I didn't even have any monitors as well. So like, it wasn't like there was super loud music. I just had my earphones, which is all you really need. And then the speakers from my laptop. But I didn't even have any monitors, like speakers or anything, but made the most of it.
I'm just going to remind the listeners, feel free to write in the comments bar with any questions that you have, so we can put them to Wes. Sticking with the song "See Nobody," it's actually got the rapper, I hope I pronounce his name right, Hardy Caprio.
Yeah, Hardy Caprio, you got it, bang
on. How did that collaboration come about? Was that someone that you kind of had in mind before? Was it? Did you know of his work?
So I love Hardy's work. I've always listened to Hardy's songs. Like he comes out in the summer and just rinses it and just absolutely smashes it every single year. And "See Nobody's" a summary track, and not only in lockdown was I doing just recording and writing, I was also networking. So I was reaching out to people on Instagram. I was reaching out to other artists and trying to get some opinions. Really, I was showing them songs. I was talking to them about what they like, what they don't like. And I can remember showing Hardy the song, and he jumped out of his chair in his studio, and he was like, "No way!" Like he's like one of the best reactions that I had. And he then said, "Oh, right, okay, I'm gonna go for a drive for 10 minutes." I was like, "Okay." Went for a drive, came back, and he's like, "Wes, send me the song through now with a blank 16." I was just like, I was gonna do it on my own, but I'll take it. Go on, let's go. And he's super respected artist, and he's an amazing artist. And by the end of the day, he'd sent a verse through, and it was really dope. And yeah, that's how that happened.
I was actually going to say, like, part of some of the advice I had was basically, it's like that, reaching out to people. And if you can find a couple of people that you can really sort of rely on, trust their take, get some sort of feedback off them, you're sort of on the right track.
100%. I think it's good to have honest opinions as well, because it's difficult with music. Like, it's when you make the song, it's your baby. Of course, you're gonna like it. It's your song. Everyone has that feeling. It's good to have people around you that are honest and say, "I don't like this bit," but you've got to be prepared, because it's your art. Don't get me wrong, but you've got to be prepared for criticism, and you're never going to be able to impress everyone, and that's a fact. It's art. It's beauty in the eye of the beholder, whatever you want to say. But as long as you can get a good set of people with non-biased opinions around you that can give you honest opinions, it doesn't have to be anyone professional. It's a friend, family member, anyone that can listen to it. I think it's dope to have people around that can give you proper critique.
Yeah, well, I think constructive criticism is good, but I've sent stuff out to loads of labels before, and some of the best selling stuff that I've done has actually been turned down by quite a lot of other labels. So I think you have to kind of believe and trust in what you're doing as well, to the point.
100%. It's finding a balance of what you want to do and what you think is going to work. It's like there's so many people could say, "Oh yeah, I really want to do this kind of song or this kind of song," because they know they think it's going to do well, or they have an idea that it's going to do well, and because they don't really truly believe in the song, it'll probably come out and do crap. But if you actually believe in the song and it's your art and you love it, go for it. It's like no one can tell you that it's not going to be good until it's out.
Yeah, well, I think one of the positives about like how easy it is now to release stuff on Bandcamp or digitally, that if you really do get it out there, you can get it out there. Yeah,
100%.
That leads on quite nicely. We've got some questions coming through, so I'll just refer to there. We've got Leonard is asking, Wes, what would you say is the best pathway nowadays for an aspiring artist to get his music out to a larger audience?
So we're in a digital age now where everything can be put out, and you can put things out for free. You don't have to get this on You don't have to put this on Spotify. You don't have to put it on Apple Music and get a distributor. You can just put it on SoundCloud for anything like that. There's so many people like on SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, and the TikTok. There's so many little platforms that have got a humongous reach. Like the TikTok's been amazing for me. Even just doing small bits and pieces on there is great to put tasters on there. So if you want to put teasers of your song on TikTok, the reach and the pull on that is great. I think for me, Instagram, building your brand on Instagram, building yourself and as an artist on Instagram, and showing people how you want to be perceived is a start. And then YouTube and SoundCloud, I'd say, were probably the best as well. YouTube's a good one because you can really build a fan base and get subscribers and stuff like that. So if you're consistent with uploads on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and do them simultaneously as well. When you drop a song, do them on all platforms, make it a big splash, throw the grenade in the room, shut the door and just watch it explode. That's my plan. Is every time I drop something, it's always on everything in one go and just go boom, have that, and then drip feed things in. So if you want to get it out to a larger audience, definitely just put it on the Instagram. Be consistent, because the way the algorithms work, if you the more you upload and the more consistent you are, and the more people are engaged with your stuff, the more people they'll show, and the more people they'll show, the more fans you get. The more fans you get, the more audience you have.
Bandcamp's a really good one as well. That's been getting a lot of traction. And they're having Fridays where all the money's going to the artists and they're dropping their cut. And so I know a lot of friends have been using that, especially now. There's another question from George Wyatt. Is it in terms of label management, what is the best way to approach them?
So my management, I knew Sam Bird. He's DJ artist, but he was also another one. He went to he met Ryan, which is one of my managers, Ryan and Ian, at an event in Soho, and then they just got talking and they started working together. And then I saw they were managing. He was just a manager, so I was just like, well, I need a music manager now. So I just literally reached out to them and said, listen, here's my music. Showed them my music, what I had at the time, which wasn't actually that great. Just thinking back. But it showed my ability, and I think just get a nice set of work that you believe in, that you like, that reflects different sort of aspects of your voice or your music or whatever it is that you're doing. Get it all together in a nice neat pack, and send it out. And then also ask what they can do for you, because remember, this isn't just a one-way thing. It's not just like, oh, I really want to get a manager because I think they're going to get me this or that. You've got to ask them. They've got to be able to tell you what they're going to do for you and what avenue, and if that matches up to where you actually want to go. Don't be bullied by labels and management, because it happens all the time. But yeah, get a nice beat pack or whatever it is that you're doing together. Send it out to as many as you want, and then just not pitch them off against each other, but just see what all of them have to offer.
Yeah, I think in terms of sort of an independent label, I think going out and meeting people is one of the best ways to sort of meet labels. But obviously now with social media, you can just usually get in touch with them and chat that way. But I think the one thing to be careful of is what a lot of the time people just blanketly bombard labels, but you got to really choose one that's doing what you're into. Yeah. It's no good sending like a hard house track to a chill out label, or it just doesn't work. It just gets put in the bin. So you build a relationship and just target the labels you're going for, really. Labels that you buy or you're into. That's how we do it.
100%. And I think it's not labels on the be all or end all as well. There's so much opportunity to do things independently. It's not, if you haven't got a label, there's so many people that are doing great just without a label nowadays. It's because it's such a digital age. Before they had so much power and they could push you around a bit more. But then now that with social media and YouTube and the way that you can just put out music yourself, it's a lot easier.
Well, it's never been so easy to set a label up, really. I say you can just get a digital distributor or just Bandcamp. Yeah.
We have another question from a wonderful name, C Spectacle 18, whoever that might be. And this is again for you, Wes. And I'll put a question on the back of it too. Have you got any musical role models? Who do you listen to? And I'd also add to that question for me, if you were going to record a song with any other artist, who would that be?
Oh, this is the hardest question in the world for me, because I have such a broad music interest. Like I can be listening to Drake one second, and then the next minute I'm listening to Hans Zimmer. Like this, it's complete opposites of the spectrum. But I take like, even with Hans Zimmer, for example, he's classical, and he does like all the stuff on most Hollywood films. So Dark Knight, Batman, the Last Samurai, Gladiator, all of these songs. What I love about Hans Zimmer is how he can put you in a space with music. You can hear the song. Like if you're listening to Interstellar, for example, the Interstellar soundtrack, it sounds like you're in space, and that shouldn't make sense. Yeah. But it does. It does. It genuinely sounds. And if you listen to the Last Samurai soundtrack, you sound like you're in Japan. Like it puts you in a space geographically and also emotionally. And I think he's super dope at doing that. And I actually genuinely take inspiration from that with everything, all the songs that I've been doing. In terms of lyricism, I think I just love Dave. I think his lyrics and the way that he can tell a story and put things together is incredible. And right now, voice-wise and vocals-wise, I love St. John. He's amazing. He's an American artist, and he's killing it. Check him out.
We with the students I work with at the university, we do a module called Music and Media, where they learn about scoring for films and stuff like that. So I have to point out that there will be a Wes Nelson soundtrack coming out at some point.
Okay.
Great. That's great. Really interesting to hear you talk about that wide range of influences and Hans Zimmer. That's great to hear. Thanks.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with obviously this is about breaking into the music industry, but there's also quite, rather than just being an artist or a pop star, there's also quite a lot of other things and range of jobs you can do. I've got a friend that all he does is he writes trailer music. He does all the Marvel films and horror films and stuff like that. And, he was a dance music producer, but all he ever really wanted to do was make trailers. And that's how he makes his living now. But I've got friends that run PR businesses, journalists. They're still in the industry, but there's more of a backseat, which suits people better. So
and writing and stuff like that. I love writing. I didn't even realize I could write until I started writing. Definitely try it out.
I've got a very important question from Lawrence Webster here. When is the new music you mentioned earlier coming out?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? No, probably around January time. I think I'm going to give it a couple months. The See Nobody's got there's so many more avenues that I want to take See Nobody as well. It's just because it's out now doesn't mean it's over. There's so much after. There's remixes. We've got I can't say. Oh, actually, I can't say who it is. I've got a couple of remixes that are coming out. There's remixes. It's hard to say. There's more legs to See Nobody, put it that way. But it's. I'm gonna sit with that for a second. I've got 40 more songs now. I've just finished another one actually, which I actually think is going to be the second one. So that's the thing. It's taken me 41 songs to get number 2, to get the second song. So like, you don't rush to get your music out. You always improve. Every single song that you do as well, you get better and you learn new skills. You learn a new avenue about your voice. I'm still trying to find my sound. But yeah, I think it's going to be soon. So don't worry. It's not long.
I think Guy Chambers, and I think he said for every 1,000 songs he writes, there's only maybe 5 that he uses.
Yeah. I'm very picky as well. I'm so picky with my songs.
Thank you. Right. Well, there is a reason why I am back in here. Fantastic listening to you so far. Amazing. But at this point, can we now, for all of the viewers that are not aware, we've had a competition running last week, and Wes has judged this, and you're now about to announce the winner for us, Wes. So the time has come to announce that winner, and hopefully the winner is watching right now.
Yeah. All the entries, super dope. That was every single song was amazing, and you guys should be really proud of yourself. And the one that stood out for me was it's the vocal ability, and it's just your vocals are amazing. That winner is Sam Feltz. Well done.
Well done, Sam.
Absolutely. It's catch feelings or something like that. So that song is actually really dope. I listened to it 3 times, so that says something.
That's amazing. Well done, Sam. Thank you very much. So we will email you, Sam. So don't worry. The university will get in contact with you and issue your prize. So that's congratulations to you. Thank you. So I think basically we are unfortunately sort of wrapping up now for this session. I can't thank you enough, Wes.
It's actually dope. I kind of didn't want it to end. I love talking about this kind of stuff.
You are watching. Well done. Well done. Thank you for that. Thank you massively to Rob, to Craig. I could have listened to you absolutely all night. It was fascinating. Some real key points out of there, that there is a lot more to come from Wes, a lot more to come. And for all of you that are hoping to break into the music industry and really want to get there, social media to me is sort of one of those platforms that you can explore however you wish. And definitely one of the key things that you sort of mentioned, Wes, was consistency. I think keeping consistency, and I think that's a lesson for all of us, to be fair, isn't it? Wherever you want to go. So thank you so much. We're absolutely privileged to have you here, and absolutely privileged this week. If only we could not have planned this better. Next week for the Live Lounge, we have something completely different, but again, very topical. And that is going to be a discussion with our academics about the US election. So it's more really about politics and the US politics next week. So complete discussion around that. So complete polar opposite to this discussion. So please tune in, and that is next Wednesday at 4:30. So that is the 4th of November. So I think, is there any final words you want to say with Wes, Craig, Rob?
I just said, just because when I say consistency, I don't mean just constantly putting stuff out there. I don't mean rush what you're doing. Like, really take your time. I could have signed this time last year, exactly this time last year, and I didn't. And I could have released music this time last year. I was being pushed to release music this time last year, and I didn't. And I just took a step back and really focused on what I was doing, and just took my time with it. Just take your time with it. It's not going to happen. It doesn't happen overnight. And I know it seems like it's happened quite quick for me now, but that's only because I've put it above surface. This has been bubbling under the surface for ages. And yeah, just stay consistent, really, really commit to it. You put your energy into it, and the universe will reward you in ways that are out of your control. And I think it's really important to just really go for it and just follow it. It's a dream. It's a dream. I'm telling you, anyone can do it. Anyone can do it.
Angel, just very quickly, as a final sort of, just noticed your comment. We will absolutely love to have Wes back and talk to us. So I can absolutely assure you that the powers that be are working on that, and something probably very different. So yes, we want to listen to Wes a little bit more as well. So yeah, we will work on that for you. Cool. So thank you so much. Loads more questions. Our live link up is still working, is still open until 5 o'clock. So if you have any questions, please go and ask the questions on our live link up, and our group of experts will be there to answer those. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much to all 3 of you, and good night.
Thanks.
Right. Cheers. Bye.